I like the whistling too, and the just changing the beat. Oh. Okay, I was not expecting that. 안녕하세요 여러분, Tony입니다. Hello everyone, it's Tony. Literally as I was about to kind of like get ready for tomorrow, prepare for tomorrow's Baekhyun's release of his brand new single, which by the way I will be reacting to, so hopefully you guys do stay tuned. I just recently realized that SOHLHEE is making a special kind of like single drop. Now I don't actually know who in particular she is. Now quickly looking at backstory, she does seem like she is a SM solo artist under a sub label kind of like of the entire company itself. So this is my first time kind of like looking at a particular solo artist from not exactly SM in particular, so it'll be really exciting to see. And I got a quick little listen to the actual music video, and it does sound pretty cool, pretty funky, pretty interesting, so I actually really want to share this reaction with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is going to be SOHLHEE's new single. I believe it's titled Super Single, and without further ado, let's get into it. Jinbi, ready? She check. Alrighty, let's go.
Faut y mettre quelque chose sur ce coquille vide.
They started off with French. Interesting. I think he said like I gotta put something. I'll quickly see if I can hear what she said. You'd have to put something on this cookie. I think it's like this kind of thing here. The chair. Oh, she kind of reminds me a bit of like Ijuan's Chae-young, like the visuals a bit, facial features. But this beat is exactly why I kind of really liked it. Kind of like funky, but at the same time kind of like vibey, jazzy, gangster-ish, kind of badass. All around kind of just different. I like the kind of uniqueness of the beat that I heard from so far.
SUPERSINGLE 외로 침대가 지겨웠어. We can lay low low in a better world. Look at that body single hip song. We can lay low low.
It's very cool. It's kind of not kind of like the standard K-pop. I don't even think it would fall under K-pop in this situation. Sure, it is Korean pop to an extent, but I think it's kind of like contemporary kind of R&B, not R&B, but like kind of alternative, I guess you would say, in the genre that you would look at. It's very just different. I like it though. It's cool and it's different. It's nothing we've actually ever heard on the channel, so I really am a big fan of like just the fun playfulness of the song and the upbeat tempo. Okay, so like this part kind of reminds me a bit of like more like current K-pop. It's a bit of the slower part of like the kind of more vocal intensive, a bit deeper tones. That is cool, like an incorporation in the Korean aspect of it. But I do feel like there are some like Western influences in it. Hard. Very pretty. So even when you have this like da-na-na-na-na, you have like this resounding kind of like back, like high pitched frequency, kind of like that's a interesting aspect to it, because it kind of adds a different kind of like distorted, you don't know kind of like what you're hearing, kind of like, oh, am I this like in a trance or like in a dream? And I think that's kind of like the vibe they're going for with like the bed and everything and the playful nature of them. She's very pretty. She has like a unique, I feel like she just has a different appearance in all other aspects to like other K-pop artists. So it's cool to just see kind of like an SM sub-label artist, kind of like who they are, what they look like, the visuals, their sound. Because this is definitely our first time kind of checking out some like a sub-label from SM. I'm assuming this other person is who the feature is, like the dancer. I like the whistling too, and the just changing the beat. Oh. Okay, I was not expecting that. Pew pew! That's a big surprise. it's really interesting to see this. This is definitely living up to like what I thought about, like kind of alternative almost, because there's really no specification of genre for this. It has everything in it. It's really kind of like just encompasses every kind of like style and just shows off a huge diversity for her. Very impressive.
I'm gonna wrap it in my bag. I'm gonna slap it in my bag.
Yeah.
I really want you to be.
This kind of reminds me of like the streets of like Chinese music, you know, in those movies that you see kind of like when they're in the nightclubs or something, or like those cyberpunk-esque vibe. I feel like that's kind of what I'm getting at here. A lot of reverb. Was it like a... Oh, so like morning is this and then nighttime is the other one, I guess maybe? But see, the connection between the two of them is that kind of like resounding high pitch, like... That's kind of, you can hear it also in the kind of like techno-y distorted EDM section too. Yeah, so like one is like the nighttime look and then the other one is like daytime, kind of like more chill. Just a very nice way with the beat. The beat is very kind of like soft flowing. It's a very cool and relaxing vibe, even though I like find it to be somewhat kind of like abrupt. The fact that we kind of got that like EDM electronic kind of like nighttime vibe, that was a big surprise. Oh, by the way, now I remember, it's All I Know, which is a sub label of SM Entertainment. So that was really cool. I really enjoyed just learning a bit more of SOHLHEE and a bit more of kind of just like her music genre. I'm not sure if this is like exactly what she does on a daily, but this was really cool because it had kind of like an aspect of just everything. It showed off like a lot of vocals. It showed off some soft side, a nice kind of like vocal range, a bit of kind of like that pop artist that we get also. But the EDM part, I think, was the most notable kind of just like abrupt change and everything, because it didn't come in super smoothly. But I think that the abruptness of it really got kind of like the attention, really captures your attention. It really makes it kind of like prevalent that's like, oh, she can do other stuff. And there is like a different personality. She doesn't just do the soft stuff that I was like being led on to. And that's really cool, because I think that's a really cool like way to, for me to, and personally, to like get a first glance at her, because now I know that she doesn't just have this soft side. It's not just like this angelic, soft-spoken, very kind of like quiet, very like bright female, like kind of like ethereal kind of vibe, but it also has this like other side. It's like more gritty, more grungy, more electronic, more bassy type of style. So you can really get an appreciation for everything here. And this was a really cool introduction to SOHLHEE. So definitely gonna check her out next time when she does get a release, and hopefully SM does a little bit more advertisement for her, because I actually didn't hear about this, and this was the first time I kind of like found out about that. But with that being said, guys, hopefully you did enjoy my first ever reaction to SOHLHEE. I know I did, so hopefully you guys did too. Thank you so much for watching. 감사합니다. And as always, if you have any comments, questions, or something you want to talk, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I'll get to it as soon as possible. With that being said, guys, it's been Tony. 안녕히 계세요. Goodbye, and I'll see you in the next video.